Hey everybody, it is Chris. I am in New York. I have not shaved. I have my baseball shirt on. But the reality of the situation is this demands a video. Joe Biden, the President of the United States, drops out of the race on Sunday afternoon while I am touring the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Thanks a lot, Joe. All right, let's talk about what's next because I think we've covered Biden. I do not think he could have won. I think he would have lost to Donald Trump. He was losing to Donald Trump. I think it would have gotten worse. I think it could have cost the Democrats the House, their chances at the House and the Senate. Okay, so that's Biden. I'll have more to say about him later, but I know everyone wants to know what's next, so let's do what's next. I think I've said before, a 70 to 75% chance that Kamala Harris would be the nominee if Biden dropped out. I'm going to move that up to 80 to 85% just based on what I've seen in the last 4 hours. Biden endorsed her. That's big, right? Because the delegates who will eventually vote on this at the convention next month, the delegates are still mostly with Joe Biden, and I think they'll sort of, if he says vote for Kamala Harris, I think they will. I also think it makes it harder to run a campaign against Kamala Harris. She's already the VP. She's an African American woman, and now she has the endorsement of the outgoing President of the United States. So could I see a scenario where someone else runs? Sure, but I really think she's very likely to be the nominee, and may not even get a serious challenge. So what then, next step, what then does it mean to have Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump? It is a better race for Democrats. And I don't say that because I think Kamala Harris starts at some super high level or she's very, very popular. She's not. I say it because I just don't think that Joe Biden could have won this race. People thought he was too old before the debate. He was awful in the debate, looked old, looked out of it. And in all the subsequent reporting, it's that these sort of episodes have been happening more. I just don't think you can fix that problem. So I think that was a done deal effectively. So I think Democrats now have a puncher's chance, right? I think they're in this race. I think once we see the dust settle a little bit, I think there will be polling that will come out that will show Harris probably tied-ish with Trump in places like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, and still behind him in other swing states that we talk about like Nevada, Arizona, Georgia. I don't think she expands the map in any meaningful way. I also don't think she contracts the map in any meaningful way. I think we're still basically talking about those 6 swing states with the possibility that Donald Trump tries to push into Minnesota or Virginia. But Harris neither, I think, expands nor contracts that map. I think nationally she's probably competitive. Maybe she's down a few points. But I think the most important thing to remember here is trend lines, right? Trajectory. The Biden trajectory was going like this, right? It was just fading, and there was no obvious way to see that it was going to stop fading anytime soon. With Harris, she's not starting at a super high level. This is not the perfect nominee. She was not a great candidate when she ran for president in 2020. She has not been judged a particularly great vice president. Her poll numbers, she is about as unpopular as Joe Biden, which means she's not popular, and about as unpopular as Donald Trump too. So this is not the perfect candidate that you slot in, but this is who you've got, and I think she can win the race. Will she win the race? Man, if I knew that, I'd have gotten on a flight to Las Vegas rather than staying in New York. I think Democrats now have more of a chance to win. I still think Trump is the favorite until proven otherwise. We have to see. The next month is really important because it will be a sort of introduction/reintroduction of Kamala Harris to the public. So, when you're the VP, people sort of know you, but they don't really know you. So now there's a month where there will be a big fight over her image. What is she really? Is she a historic person who could be the first female and African American and Indian American woman ever to be elected? Or is she, as Republicans derisively refer to her as sort of a DEI hire? She's only there because she's a black woman. We're going to find that out and again, when I say find it out, we're going to find out where perception lands on Harris. We're not going to find that out. I think she's a perfectly capable public servant. Let me say that. But we're going to find out where perception lands on that over the next month or so. Expect the Trump campaign to go hard at her to say she's unqualified, she's not ready for the office, she's not big enough for the office, all those things. We'll see if that works. But there will be a fight for who Kamala Harris is to watch, and I think that will impact hugely what we see in the polls once we get to Labor Day. Plus, don't forget, Democrats have a convention where they will introduce Harris to the country, and that will be a good chance for them to do it in a positive light and all that stuff. So, again, big perception battle. Not that much has changed other than Democrats now do, I think, have a chance to win the race that they didn't necessarily have before. So I guess actually a lot has changed in that regard. I just don't expect the poll numbers to move wildly. I think Harris will be competitive, but slightly behind Trump. And then the other big thing that I'll add, sorry, this video is a little all over the place. The news just broke. The other thing that I'll add is who she picks as her VP will be totally fascinating, right? So it'll probably come in the next couple weeks. I would say people like Pete Buttigieg, Gavin Newsom. No, not Gavin Newsom, because they're both from California. Gretchen Whitmer is a possibility. Josh Shapiro is a possibility. Wes Moore is a possibility. So I would keep all those people in mind, as well as other people I'm probably not naming. Anyway, I wanted to get some thoughts out to you now. I will obviously be back doing more videos this week because this is a crazy week. As events warrant, I will be making videos, so stay tuned, and thank you, as always, for your support.